Have you ever had that challenge? Like you have to say how something looks visually to a company whose job is to say how things look visually? Thanks to Alyssa, we're going to do that today with Datacolor's website. Hope you enjoy. Should I keep the music on for these things? I don't think I should. I should fade it out, though. I should really fade it out better. So Alyssa jumped into my request recently on LinkedIn about doing an UnMarketing assessment publicly for people's marketing and their digital footprints. So thank you for that, Alyssa. We're using UnMarketing, unselling, and unbranding on all aspects of that. That's consistency. That's authenticity with our communities out there, whether it be customers, our marketplace, or even our employees and our vendors. We're using a very basic process here, a very basic way of doing it, which is a simple thing about the hierarchy of buying. This is something we did a long time ago at UnMarketing, which is why people buy a service-based business in the B2B world, but it is applicable to almost everything. It's very, really common sense, but lucky for us, common sense ain't so common. That the number one reason we buy from a company is we're a current satisfied customer. And as we go down the hierarchy, we have more competition, less trust, and less relationship. So our goal always is to make you a recognized company, a recognized expert in whatever field that is with your content, with what we're putting out there. And that helps the below as well with search when we do it properly. And the goal is to keep going up and up and up. That's it. So let's on with the show. So this is going to be Datacolor, and specifically their actual content and in their blog that Alyssa put forward to us. And Alyssa, I see you. I noticed your content outside of here as well. Really well. Nice job. I read the 81 things I've learned about with B2B marketing. It says, do you agree with these lessons? Oh, I see the question in the subtitle too. I get it. No, I only agreed with 78 of them. So I have beef with your article. I didn't. It's wonderful. But let's get back to your site. So we're looking at some of the videos you did, and I noticed one of the things you did for one of the newer product launches you had when it comes to color management. By the way, if you haven't looked at what color management and actually matching of colors is, it's making sure that the color looks the color way it is when production and printing and visually and digitally. And so they also will know this color here, whether or not it matches the color of the 50 of 50 years. I'm so intimidated right now. I don't know if I did it right. And they have all the gadgets. They have all the tech. They make the tech. And I'm not using it right now. Whew. Okay. So I want to talk about video for a second here, because one of the things I saw with a lot of your videos that are linked within the blog or one way or the other on the social media pages you've got connected within the blog is that this video was great. Levels were great. Everything, it looks fine. But I'm going to play you a video from your CEO for a moment and talk about the issue here.
Hi, I'm Albert Bush, CEO at Datacolor. This year, our company is excited to celebrate its 50th anniversary.
The audio is fairly poor, and the video is fine, and the resolution and the download and the resolution's fine. The video looks fine, but the biggest problem I found with video in any kind of marketing is the fact that we see with our ears. A lot of times that we listen, we don't necessarily always pay attention to the video when we're watching it. We have it on, but if I can't hear it clearly, then I'm most likely not going to watch it. We can forgive not as good video. I can forgive not 4K video for something. Heck, I can forgive not 1080p video. But if I can't hear it well, if it doesn't sound well, I'm out. And this is about webinars, videos, anything. If the sound doesn't work, that's the quickest way I bail out of a YouTube video. It's the quickest way I bail out of a webinar or listening to a speaker or anything is the microphone. And that's really, it's about microphones and the room you're in and the echo. That's usually can be solved with a half decent lav mic or a very focused shotgun microphone in that way. But I would focus on that. I'm not sure exactly what you can do in post with that side of things. The dreaded thing you want to say in production is we'll fix it in post, because the person in post is like, yeah, okay. So we have to make sure that it necessarily, we can make some better audio with it. If I'm going to invest in anything at this point, if I can only pick one thing, I'm investing in audio. And we want to make sure that is going to get because what he's saying and what is said in a lot of the videos is important. It's great content, especially for the industry, but it's not going to get heard properly if we don't have the clarity of the video itself. let's get into the sign up in the newsletter, because this is one of my favorite parts of things is with newsletters, and you're so close to it. So I go to the newsletter sign up. Now the newsletter sign up is it kind of looks like I was trying to be fit in on top of kind of an existing structure or site, where when this pop-up opens, it has quite a bit of empty white space on the bottom. So I cut it here just so you can see it. First name, last name. I've always, and I'm talking 20 years now, I've always been one about not asking for too much in these contact forms, especially for a newsletter. Like if they're doing a product inquiry, if they're doing they're trying to figure stuff out for an RFP so whatever it is they're going to do, if they need that detail, then that's expected. If I'm going to download like a report on something or something that's very focused on my industry, then I understand I'm going to put industry and fill out a couple of questions. But for just a straight up newsletter, we don't need too much, but it's not a big deal. But first name's fine. There's not usually any hesitation to give that if I'm already signing up for a newsletter. I'm not sure the last name is necessarily needed, but email and then country and language. And that's important because you do offer something in I believe it was 4 or 5 languages, which is great. It's the first one we've done this assessment that offers multiple languages. And I know you are a worldwide company. I loved the line you had in the bio too, right? You're based in New Jersey, born in Switzerland, I think, or something. It was just, it was really good. I liked it. I love the whole personality behind it, by the way. I really do love this. I do like your privacy policy statement as well. And then I did sign up for it. I loved your thank you message. Your thank you for subscribing. Because what you're doing here that a lot of places don't is you're telling me, hey, before we can make this relationship start when it comes to content, please go check, right? That's one of the biggest problems is not newsletter signups first. I never want people to try to get a lot of newsletter subscribers until we've figured out that path. And that path of least resistance should lead to them welcoming the newsletter they asked for in the inbox in the frequency that was potentially promised to them with the content they were told they were going to receive. And you have a great angle here with content because you are the creator, you're the manufacturers, you're the originators of this incredible tech and equipment for this part of the industry. So I'm always about that being the catalyst for the community conversation, and you're being the catalyst for the color community conversation when it comes to this entire world. But I love this part here. If you do not receive the email in your inbox and you've checked your junk folder, just in case. I love that type of stuff. It's human. It's humanizing communication. It doesn't have to be so robotic. In this world of us moving towards AI and bots, especially in Facebook Messenger, and we just make it's very cold. And the whole span of colors in the world, and design and manufacturing, and color's life. Color is emotion, and it can be warmth. It can display any emotion, right? And I love that there's emotion in the writing here. It's just personal. It's such a difference in the world of B2B, especially in the vendor side of stuff where you're at. This is a welcome change. So I don't know if this was you, Alyssa, or somebody on the team, but well done with that. So we're almost home. My goal here is to be able to an ease of sign up, not asking for too much. Real quick way of confirmation. The confirmation email came in, and then right out, serving me up that delicious content right away. So I look at this next one. I see confirmed. It says your subscription is now confirmed with Datacolor at the email address. Thank you. At any time you can update. So, all right, we lost a little bit of that personality in that, but now I'm gonna go back to my inbox, and I wanted to see the first issue, and then I got nothing. I got nothing. I was waiting. And I've been waiting. You told me I was going to get the content I want. I checked the spam filter. I even laughed at the sign up. And now I'm just sitting here. Okay, so that is we have the shot here. So I've raised my hand and I said, you know what? I'm in the industry. Right? I'm in the industry. I'm in the world of, I'm in design. I run a a local hardware store with a paint shop in it, or I run a paint shop, or whatever that is in the industry that I've said, yep, I want more about you, whatever that is. You got great, cool products. Heck, I just want to even see those, but I want that first edition. Give me that 0-day kind of automatic broadcast sequential email, first second immediately, and just boom, and I'm in there right now. And then give me the best, a piece of content, a blog post, because we can then kind of point them in the right direction. Here's the best blog post, the most watched, a video, whatever that's going to be, start me off, get me in there, keep me going with that. Otherwise, I'm just going to forget I've kind of signed up. It's more my memory than anything else. But we have that chance. We have a shot with that. And I really think that's a lost opportunity there that you can start building that list. I love the fact that you do have a newsletter. A lot of companies in an industry type of yours just don't. You don't do it. And I think that's a lost opportunity there, especially since you own it. There's something to be said about owning your own land when it comes to having your list. And a lot of times we have lead lists. We have things we got from trade shows and that type of thing. But newsletter lists are people saying, I want to learn from you. Some of the best kind of people we can have in a target and a prospects, or because also they may not be a potential customer, but they can also share that content. And when it's focused in certain industries, those people sharing that content gets it in front of your marketplace without you having to be in front of them yourselves all the time. And that's a really important thing. So you have that, and here it is. You don't even have to have even a full piece of content going to them. You can actually just even ask them a question. You have a very specific type of industry you're in. So you can make a very specific industry type of question. What part of the industry are you in? You could just ask them a multiple choice question. Are you a practitioner are you in printing? Are you in retail, or it comes to is it in paint? Is it photography? That you can ask that, or make it even more specific and ask them, what do they do? It just starts a conversation. And one of the fears that happens in a B2B business especially is that, well, what happens if too many people answer? And it's not usually a problem. I promise you. Most people don't. I've been asking questions in our newsletter and the UnNewsletter for a better part of a couple decades, and most people don't answer. But when they do, it's awesome. And I get to know, and then I can write them back. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun how that can work. Let's look at one of the posts here. This is how to make accurate color decisions from home. A perfectly fine written article, but one of my issues here is you're obviously I use obviously a lot, but this is really obviously that your industry's visual. But the post, if you can see where I'm getting at here, the post is mostly text. That we can put visuals in here. Just a few things, right? You must have the most epic stock photography in the world, in the business you're in. So let's put some stuff in there. Just break it up a bit for the eye. Especially on a phone too, right? Because then it's just scrolling in text and text and text and text. And for a report, something like that, or a downloadable PDF, okay, fine. But still, I'd break it up more. Just give me some visuals in there. Get some text. It can wrap around it a bit, or whatever. Just break it up a bit. And I think it'll be visually more appealing to that when it comes to sharing. Now, let's talk about sharing. So let's look at the buttons up there. You have the sharing on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and LinkedIn. So I clicked on the Twitter one to be able to tweet an article. So I'm always looking at that, leveraging the industry passion for something. And let's say I wanted to share this article. So I click on tweet. And I click on tweet, and it pulls up the automated tweet made for the title of the post, which is great. Great plugin, great way to do it. How to make accurate color decisions from home, but then it's kind of left hanging. So it allows me to tweet that, which is fine, but never let humans tweet and add whatever they want without you getting what you want, at least first in the pre-filled in way. You can literally do this by just changing kind of the HTML code of what generates in the tweet, or actually go into whatever plugin you're using and add a couple of things. Because right now, every time if somebody tweets that article, you won't know unless you have a social media listening software. If you're using any of the kind of the gamut of software programs out there, to see that your post has been shared, and you may get a ping back on that or something saying it's been shared on Twitter because they use the URL. But let's have you tagged in it right away so you can see it immediately. And then you can share it, you can reply to them, return that brand high five with them. So I would have it and just switch it like this. So then I would put like a via, depending on where you are, at Datacolor with your Twitter account, and maybe a couple hashtags in there that are used, but actually relevant. I hate hashtag or keyword stuffing. I hate the 45 hashtags on something, but if they're relevant, they're very useful. And I think that you can look at a couple of these things and where that's going to be, depending on, the hook of the article itself and where it's going to go. I don't ever want somebody using a hashtag or a popular hashtag because it's popular. It needs to be relevant. Okay. I don't want to go down that road, even getting into, using this, the hashtag hijacking of things and the dangers that go into that. But it's not just the danger of that. It's just not, to me, it's just not ethical. Ethical is a strong word, I know, for that, but it's not. If you're using a hashtag that isn't relevant to your content, but it is trending, I don't know what other word is for it. Lazy, maybe? I don't know. But by the way, you're not doing these things. I'm just kind of ranting off this point that I think it's very important to use these things, and you have something that is even more so on Pinterest, that you have an ability to capitalize on that where it is relevant. And I don't know if there's any more company relevant to using paint colors than you. So you want to be able to capitalize, I think, on something like that. And speaking of capitalizing on something like that, you didn't ask for the suggestion though, but I thought it was perfect that I've been really loving a few things on TikTok, including Christian here. How are you not a sponsor of this person in Australia? This is his TikTok account, and this is how I ran across Christian here, Christian Hull out of Australia, that he just guesses what the final paint color is going to be. He takes videos of people getting their paint mixed. He uses video other people have shared a paint mixed, and then he guesses the color it's going to turn out to be. And he's so excited. You can tell he's got media coverage. This is 6.2 million views of this video, where I saw him originally, with 1.2 million likes and 2,400 comments and 3,758 either shares out there, duets, or wherever it's going to, what they're doing with TikTok. It's just like, this is your time, Datacolor. This is your moment in social media and TikTok. If you haven't, I suggest you do. Maybe you have, and I've missed it, which is it could be an issue. But this is this is who I'm going to go after it. Like, people talk about whether or not using influencers or not, or call it what you want. This person is loving the exact stuff you do. I want to harness this energy. I'm getting him. I'm sending him your new kind of your product that can help recognize the colors. I'm sending him over to these places that I'm sending him the products that can do it. I just think it's worth, for how much would it cost, honestly, comparatively to what it can cost to be putting advertising in trade magazines, or how much a booth costs at one of the expos that I would speak at. And I know they ain't cheap. I'm hooking them up. I'm sending them product. I'm doing this type of stuff. I think it's just a great kind of a way to get some pretty much very low cost publicity. I would offer to pay them, obviously, but also a product. And I just think that it would be really cool kind of way to connect together with some cool synergy with an influencer out there. So that's all I wrote or said. Hope that was helpful. Really good content in there. Alyssa, thank you for volunteering. If you want your own stuff done as well, hop by UnMarketing.com. Can do this for you too if you want. If you don't want it publicly, well, you got to pay. But if you do want it publicly, throw your hat in the ring, and if you get selected, we'll do one just like this. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, share, like, all that kind of stuff YouTubers say, whatever. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everybody.